Hey guys, it's Hannah and this is Bookworms Talk. And today I'm going to talk about If I Were You by Lisa Renee Jones. This is a story about Sarah, who happens across a storage unit that her friend bought and then gave to her. And so Sarah is left with some of these journals that were in the storage unit. And she soon learns that the woman who wrote the journals, Rebecca, was very into the art world like she is. She soon delves into the world of these journals that are like kinky, dominant, submissive, BDSM, S&M kind of worlds that these journals have. And they're not fictional journals, okay? These events actually happen and they're very detailed, and that in a way is the only taste of BDSM that you get from this story. I went into it thinking that that's what the whole story is going to be about. That is what the journals are about, not necessarily Sarah's story. Anyway, Sarah soon tries to discover why Rebecca left the storage unit with plenty of things, and she's using these journals and going through them to see if she can find a way to contact her, because you know that TV show, you know, where they auction off these units. You kind of think, why would these people leave their belongings and not pay the bill on the unit? It doesn't make any sense. And so this very much delves into that idea. And so Rebecca leaves all of her things. She leaves art there, she leaves these journals there, she leaves all sorts of things. Rebecca worked at this art gallery, and so she goes there and she runs into an artist. She knows of his name, but the face doesn't click with her, and his name is Chris Merritt. And she kind of hits it off with him a little bit. And then there is Mark. Mark is the owner of the gallery. Mark is very cold and businesslike and get to the point kind of guy. She soon is offered a job to work at this gallery in Rebecca's place, and she finds out that Rebecca is on this vacation. I'm quotating this because questions, lots and lots of questions, but no one seems to think that she should have been back by now from the vacation, and they're just like, she's just away. I mean, she's been gone for so long, so how about you fill the position? So she takes it, and soon she finds herself living very much of what Rebecca's life was like. So she takes Rebecca's old office, and she tells herself throughout doing these things that Rebecca is doing that she's going to come across where Rebecca is. That is her entire motivation to do this. Yes, I think partially a motivation is because that is exactly what she wanted to do. She wanted to work in the art industry, and this is her chance. This book is not just erotica to me, it's so much more of a mystery than anything. This reminds me of The Siren by Tiffany Reese, quite a bit actually. It's less extreme in that you don't really get into that world of the sex and the BDSM and underground club kind of thing, but there's that sense to it. It's the mystery of it all. I'm a sucker for a good mystery. I don't want to give any more away because, like I said, it's a mystery and I don't want to give you too many clues. So I will see you guys next time when you have read it, because you need to pick this thing up, seriously. And I heard talks of it being made into a TV series. It's optioned for it. It's not like a confirmed thing, but I will basically be stalking whatever webpage I need to be stalking to find out that kind of thing, because this would make such a freaking good TV series. That is so beyond exciting to me. Oh yeah, cliffhanger warning, I would get your hands on the second book before you finish the end of this, okay? I warned you. I will see you guys later next time on Bookworms Talk. Bye. One thing that I would like to say that I really love that Lisa did, Sarah did not go into this darker world and darker sex and everything thinking, oh, I totally want this. She's like, this is everything I said I never would want. Her father was very much the controlling person, and she always has said to herself, never gonna do that again. I've done it once, never doing it again. And she's not just blindly going into it and just like, I never thought of it like that. That sounds like fun. That's not how it would be. Once she said, how can fear be arousing? How can fear make me need and burn and want, but yet I want, I need. I dare things I've never believed I was capable of doing. And so I think that was a really big reason why I loved this book so much, because it was realistic in that way. Let me just say, Mark gave me the creeps from first scene I saw the man, and then when he hired her, you're like, you're hired, start Monday, and then you'll be all mine. What does that mean? That means creep status, that's what that means. From page 58, I wrote, oh god, Mark is so the man in Rebecca's stories. And that is still not answered. I am like 99% sure that, wouldn't it be crazy if it was Rico? For about 10 minutes, I was like, totally Rico. When Mark was like, I have to punish you, and she's like, punishment? Oh. Okay, so I have a redeeming quality for Mark. He quoted the Hunger Games. And may the odds be ever in your favor. Not gonna lie, he earned really quite a few points there. Okay, and I would just like to say, when everyone's talking about Rebecca and saying, from my understanding, some rich guy whisked her away to travel the world, and then I think a couple times they mentioned, like, oh, whisked her away to Paris or something, and I'm just like, guys, am I the only person that sees the similarities between that and Ella? Are we forgetting about her? That is just too similar, and I'm thinking she's known this guy that she's going off with and getting married to for how long? I don't think it was long. I feel like it was like a few months, and that was like it. And I'm pretty sure that Sarah hasn't even met the guy. Okay, when Chris did this was so creepily sweet. She had mentioned once that she could never afford any of his art, and so he drew a picture of her at the coffee table, deep in concentration, and he signed it, and she said, "I've become a Chris Merritt original." It was so creepily sweet to watch her draw her without her permission. And something I really do like about Chris that I feel like we've so fallen away from with most stories is you always feel really intimidated by these guys. They're so controlling and so, I am powerful big man, I Tarzan, you Jane kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure that was actually quoted in here too, that was funny. But she feels comfortable around him. And I think at a point I realized Chris Merritt. Merritt, that's a really familiar word. Merritt. Let's look up what merit means again, just to refresh our memory. Basically means good. And I thought, is that supposed to be a slight little subconscious thing when you're reading about him, that he's the good guy, choose the good guy, even though we know he's not complete, you know what I mean. There's still danger to Chris Merritt, but safe. That is what I get from that. I love that Sarah is going into this quote-unquote relationship, because let's face it, that's not a relationship that she's going into. She's looking for an escape, and she's just looking for sex. But I like that she tells herself that anytime that she does something that would possibly lead to more feelings, she's like, no, he's an escape. I'm not going to attach emotions to this. There was a point in that she said, we have too many wrong things in common to be more than sex, and that realization is freedom to me. So Chris has this deep, dark secret thing going on, and he just doesn't want to tell her, and he's just like, because I'm not ready for you to run away. Christian Grey. Sorry, I had something in my throat. But no, I really did like this. I mean, what story doesn't have a deep, dark secret? Don't read too much into my jokes, you guys. I don't mean them. So after Sarah starts telling Chris about a little bit about her father, you know, sweetheart, I know I'm fucked up, but if you think the guy trying to protect you instead of walk all over you is the one trying to run your life, you're just as fucked up as I am. Walking away from your father is not managing him, it's running. And then he goes on to say, because Mark wants to fuck you, Sarah, and I don't share. Ding, ding, fucking ding, you guys. Do you remember earlier in the journals, and it said sharing? Sharing. And we were wondering what this whole pissing cockfight, let's use that word, this whole cockfight was with Mark and Chris. With Mark and Chris. And I'm just like, something involving Rebecca, because it just makes so much sense. And then he's saying it's not that big of a deal, and so it's kind of deterring me from all of my theories, thinking that maybe Chris and Mark both had a thing for her, and then Mark had her. But then I'm starting to believe, as I thought that, well, Mark would be away with her, or would have left at some point in the time that Rebecca left. Even if he, let's just say, took her to Paris, killed her, came back, he would have been gone. But he's been there the whole time, as far as my knowledge extends. And so that kind of is like, it wasn't him then, so it's somebody else. But I thought maybe Mark and Chris had this thing for Rebecca, Chris wanted her, she ended up with Mark, and he was like, about it, or maybe it was the other way around. But I don't fucking know now. The mystery of this whole thing. I'm left with lots of questions at the end of this, but it does not even bother me that most of my questions aren't answered. I mean, that's how good this book is. So Chris takes her to Napa Valley and to do the wine tasting and everything, and then she drinks the wine. She's tipsy, and he's just like, and stop drinking so much damn wine. When Chris told Sarah about his mother dying because his father's drug of choice was wine, and he was drunk on wine when he crashed the car that killed his mother. And then he's like, I got you like this, I'm going to take care of you while you're going through it. I was so confused by Chris. Like, one second he's scolding her, then the next second he's wanting to take care of her. But he does the thing, guys. You know the thing? The thing where he holds her hair back while she spills her guts. And it became okay. Let's just go through the redeeming qualities of Chris Merritt here. Donates money to a charity for children. Aww. And he doesn't treat people like they're beneath him. He's not an arrogant asshole that thinks, I'm so above everybody. He's very humble. But he has some issues, as in control. So then when Sarah had to tell Chris about the journals, and he's just like, is this what you're fantasizing about, Sarah? And I'm just like, he's so into that kind of thing. I was a bit surprised by that. I love this paragraph where Sarah is telling herself and checking everything, and just, it's not Chris, it's not. I'm haunted by the similarities by what she felt for the man in the journal and what I feel for Chris, but we aren't the same. He's not the man in the journal. Nothing points to Chris. The paintbrush, no, it's not Chris. Ava said she met the man. She knows who he is. And just reading that, I thought, what if she is somehow involved? How sick and twisted would that be? I would be so mad. No, it's not. No, it's not Chris, no. I'm going to deny that to the end of this series. I like that it's psychologically consistent in the way that despite that he has never brought women to meet his godparents and this, that, and the other, I think it's because, I mean, he is big time famous art guy, right? And so everybody wants to use him for his money. And she has come for money and ran from money, and so that's not what she wants from him. And she said, yes, I like your painting, before he said who he was. And I just feel like that is good enough reason, where a lot of the times we're left without that realistic reason to why they're so drawn to each other and they're breaking the rules for each other. I feel like this is a legitimate one. But so after the camera incidents, and Chris is like, you know what, I'm just gonna prove to you how bad Mark is and how bad I am, because you probably do need to run. When Chris said, private club, I just shouted BDSM club, calling it now. I was right. When that guy at the club said, the Lion's Den is open, and she's like, why does that not sound good? That's because it sounds like some sort of gateway to Dante's Inferno. That's why. And so she watches this video of this one being flogged and hit, and she's like, no. And the thing is, I think it is very different from reading something like that versus seeing something like that. And I get that he was trying to scare her away, and that he probably is in the right for doing that, because that's one more thing. I like Chris Barrett that much. Another thing that I like about him is that he didn't do that so that, oh, I could scare you away because you just should run. Even though I do want you, he did this because it's involving Mark too. And so I feel like he's almost sacrificing the fact that knowing she would run and probably should run so that she's safe from Mark, because Chris is actually protecting her. I'm telling you, when Chris said the words, you make me feel alive, and she said that earlier, Chris. I think when she talked to Rico and he said, do not bring Mark, Miss McMillan, and I said, okay, who calls him by his first name? Let's go through that list. People in the club that he owns. And because he's this arrogant guy that's like Mark times 10 apparently, he's definitely involved in it. Without a doubt. So then Sarah goes to the storage unit because she has gone back into the Rebecca must find Rebecca, and then she's really concerned about Ella, and so she's back and focused again, and she goes there, and then all the lights cut off, and she's runs out of there. Because you have to remember the last time she was there with that one creepy guy, and I'm just like, heebie-jeebies much, and it was so creepy. I would have brought something to use as a weapon. Totally unprepared, woman. But then it ends with that freaking cliffhanger. I'm so freaking hooked beyond words. I have to read the series, and then the third book comes out in September, and I don't think I can wait that long. Oh, I don't think I mentioned this. I'm obsessed with these covers. I really hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. I want to hear your theories down there, okay? I want to know if you think it's Rico, if you think it's Mark, if you still think it's Chris, what are your reasons? I want to know all of those crazy mind-boggling details down there. No spoilers for the second book though, because I'm only like 10% in. I'm gonna read a couple of my favorite quotes because yeah, I haven't done one of those in a while, and I think this book is way past worthy of a little quote section here. So stay tuned if you want to hear it. I'm just gonna be reading off quotes at this point, but I will have a blooper section after this, I'm pretty sure, so stay tuned to check that out as well. I'll see you guys later. Bye! Other people's perfection is a facade we create when we are second-guessing ourselves. I approve, as I'm sure the rest of the female population does. There's a reason I don't date much. I'm horrible at it. Same. I decide to turn to my old faithful solution for all that is wrong in life. Coffee. My boss is dictating my preventative hangover care, and I've just used the word swords in reference to an obvious cockfight with the man I just made out with in a public hallway. I am truly in an alternate universe. For the first time and perhaps ever, I am not denying the truth of all my cracks. I am living them. We are two messed up people destined to destroy each other, but I can't walk away. No, can't isn't the issue. I simply don't want to. But then, two lost souls searching for an escape should connect, I reason. Great. I'm with the hottest man I've ever known, and raccoons have crawled through my hair and settled under my eyes. So I will talk to you guys later next time on Bookworms Talk. Well, I will probably be talking about the sequel to this baby. I am eating it up. I will see you guys later next time on Bookworms Talk. Bye! I've come out of the same woman like Chris now. Feminism! Intimidatingly sexy. Destined to my train of thought left me. Whew, it's gone. Thoughts. It has left the station. I don't know where it went. You know, I'm you, I, me, Irene, everybody. You know, it's a party in here. If you think the guy, not that it's a thesaurus word definition. Thesaurus word definition. Ellipses for effect. Preventative. Mark is so the stories. He's the stories. That's what. Yes. No.
What are you filming?
I'm filming If I Were You by Lisa Renee Jones. Ha 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 ha. I laugh like a freak on a daily basis. I'm Snapchatting on camera. Definitely going in the bloopers.